Welcome back to the CMGFC YouTube channel, and today we are rebuilding Arsenal. They obviously, I would say, in a spot of bother. They've lost the last two games in the cup competitions. They're pretty much out of both cups. Well, they're out of the FA Cup. They're borderline out of the Carabao Cup after losing 2-0 to Newcastle. And the key point to take away from those two games is that they had 50 shots and only one goal in those 50 shots within the last two games. Absolutely shambolic. We missed a penalty. Well, Odegaard missed a penalty against Man United in regular time. Havertz missed a penalty in the penalty shootout. So it's clear we need a striker. It's clear we're slacking without Bukayo Saka. He is our one and only out-and-out right goal scorer, and he's not even a striker. Today we are doing a rebuild with Arsenal, and we're going to keep it in the theme of Arsenal and Arteta magic. We're not going to sign a single striker, but we're still going to have players playing at striker. We just can't sign a single striker. Let's get into it. The first signing we make is bringing in PSG's Barcola. With them getting Cavada in the winter window now at this point, it's only right that Arsenal go after Bradley Barcola. We do a swap deal with Leonard Trossard, plus 15 million with Trossard's contract breaking down. It only made right to actually swap him there as well. Obviously, Cavada won't be going to PSG in the game, so we give them a left wing instead. And Trossard, with his contract running down, with him apparently rejecting a latest contract offer from Arsenal, we go ahead and just swap him out, get him out the club, and Bradley Barcola is our new left winger, or is he? Will he end up playing as striker? We'll find out. And another player that was somewhat linked with Arsenal in this winter window is Araujo from Barcelona. So we are going to go ahead and bring him on loan here. I believe he's actually more edging, possibly going towards Juventus, though, in real life over Arsenal. If he is to leave the club, I don't know if he will leave Barcelona. And I know Barcelona want a permanent deal, not a loan deal. But hey ho, loan deal it is. Mr. Araujo will join the squad here. He'll at least cover backup for Saliba and Gabriel. Could possibly play right back, could possibly play left back as well. Mr. Araujo coming into the squad here at Arsenal. Welcome to the Gunners. And so this is your first team going into the season here. No changes, too much of a change to be honest. Don't know if Barcola will actually play at striker. I can go ahead and fix that, and I probably will fix that. Just mod him to be a striker and make sure he plays as striker. So Bradley Barcola is our striker that's not a striker in typical Arteta fashion. Saka and Martinelli down the wings. Marino, Rice, and Odegaard down the midfield. This will change next season because we have just agreed, and news have just came out that we agreed a player to sign in the summer of next year, so we'll do it in the summer of the second season. We'll go ahead and bring him into the club. Obviously, y'all know that Zubimendi, he'll be joining the squad next season. Ben White, Saliba, Araujo, and Calafiori. Whether or not Araujo plays instead of Gabriel, it's up in the air. We'll find out come the end of the season if he's even in the squad. But let's go and sim to the end of the season, see where the boys are at, and hopefully we're not just only in the Premier League, but we're also in the Champions League. And in fact, we won't sim to the end of the season. We'll sim to January because we're still in the Champions League. So yeah, let's go do that. We sit third in the league after the end of January with 23 games in. We are 13 points off of Liverpool. That is fitting. The only thing fitting there, or not fitting there, is Manchester City there. In the playoffs, we finished third in the playoffs. In the Champions League standings, we finished third in the Champions League. So we get to skip out on the playoff round there, which is exciting to see. What about the cup competitions? FA Cup, we are playing against Oxford in round 4. Carabao Cup, we are not making it to the semifinals, unfortunately there. Is Barcola playing at striker, or is it still someone like Kai Havertz who's technically a striker? I did go ahead and change him to be a striker, but Gabriel Jesus is the one playing as a striker. So yeah, there is that. Saka has 21 goals, Odegaard has 10, Calafiori has 4. Gabriel Martinelli has 2. Where is Mr. Kai Havertz has been injured. Where is Barcola? Barcola's only played one game. Araujo is back here. Saliba is injured. How long is Saliba out for? 3 weeks. So Araujo gets to stay here. Barcola's only played one game, and he is a striker, right and out right striker. So let's go ahead and get to the round of 16, and then we'll sim from there. So here is the round of 16 in all their fixtures. We have Leverkusen versus Girona, Sporting versus Bayern Munich, Real Madrid versus PSG, Manchester City versus Atletico Madrid, Aston Villa versus Barcelona, Stade Brest versus Inter Milan, AC Milan versus Dortmund, and then Juventus versus the Arsenal. So let's go and jump into it. Barcola will play here because he is in the default starting 11. We quick sit. Oh, my lord. We lose 3-1. And then the second leg here, we're down 3-1 on aggregate. Can something special happen at home? It does. Barcola, and Odegaard. A 3-0 win. And we win 4-3 on aggregate. We pull it around at the Emirates. And our makeshift striker is doing the job there. The quarterfinals are here. We get Borussia Dortmund, Leverkusen get Barcelona, Real Madrid versus Bayern München, and then Manchester City versus Inter Milan. First leg here against the Germans. It's away at the German stadium, and we win 2-0. Barcola and Martinelli scoring. Quick sim here, second leg, we're up 2-0. We scrape by with a 3-2 win, a 5-2 on aggregate. Saka, Martinelli, and Barcola, a whole front three scoring there. We'd love to see that. We're in the semifinals of the Champions League. This might be the shortest rebuild video ever. The semifinals are here. It's Arsenal versus Bayer Leverkusen. It's Bayern Munich versus Manchester City. The two invincibles, Arsenal and Bayer Leverkusen, taking on each other. Which one will be better? Which one will come out on top? Obviously, we all know Arsenal has a better run, but Odegaard saves us slightly. We still lose the game, but it could be a lot worse. It could be 2-0. We have that goal going to Germany once again. We're down 2-1 on aggregate. We got to turn things around just a little bit. Second leg here, no Martin Odegaard for the second leg, and it does not matter. Arsenal win 3-1 on the day, 4-3 on aggregate. There is going to be a little bit of a glitch here. Merino, Barcola, and Saka. Maybe Saka didn't score. Because it had to be 2-1 to go to extra time. Yeah, it had to be 2-1 to go to extra time. So I don't think Saka goals counted or one of the Barcola and Merino goals. This is just EA's glitch. Just showing up. It's just a graphical error. None of these goals actually counted. Only one of these goals probably an extra time counted. Rice, Sterling, or Saka. And then obviously I don't think that 74th minute Saka goal counted as well. Or if it did, the extra time just didn't happen, and then you just ignore that, and then we win 3-1 in 90 minutes. But whatever happens, we win. We're in the Champions League final in our first season. We'll be taking on Bayern Munich. Arsenal versus Bayern München in the Champions League final, and we don't have a striker. So maybe we don't need a striker at all. That's interesting. I mean, we're not going to win the league. We're going to get absolutely hounded in the league, but we're in the Champions League final. The Champions League final. Arsenal versus Bayern Munich and Bayern München here at the... I don't know where the stadium is, to be honest. I completely forgot. I didn't look. But we're somewhere in Europe for the Champions League final. You can see there Harry Kane, the Arsenal Reaper back in his days for Tottenham. He loves scoring against them. Jamal Musiala, you can see there. Olise, Kingsley Coman. That's the trophy we are fighting for here at... And now here is Bayern Munich. It's Neuer and net, Upamecano, Kim Min-jae, Gallardo, Kimmich and Paulina in the midfield. We have Coman, Musiala, and Olise as the wings and attacking. And then Cam at striker. We have Harry Kane. And obviously our lineup, it's the good old one. It's Barcola as striker, Martinelli on the left, Saka down the right, Odegaard, Merino, and Rice, I should say, in the midfield pivot. Calafiore, Mr. Araujo, Saliba, and Ben White all in there in our back line. And then David Raya in net, of course. Hopefully it doesn't go penalty shootout, because David Raya is going to be diving before the shots even get taken in the penalty shootout. Olise now down the right-hand side, trying to get a cross in. It's out for a corner, the first one of the day, and it goes to Bayern München. Paulina, Kimmich, Olise in the box. It's all Bayern Munich at the start here. Not really doing anything with it, though. Olise, Merino wins it. It's going to be another corner, though. They're not doing anything with the corner, so it's fine. They can have them all they want. Harry Kane, Olise back to Harry Kane, gets past David Raya, and Bayern Munich strike first. It's been coming for them for the last 40 or so minutes. And Harry Kane, the Arsenal Reaper, does it again. Second half here starting, and Musiala and Bayern Munich are trying to get that second to kind of put this game to bed. And Kingsley Coman now into Olise. into Harry Kane, and Harry Kane won't shoot it, but Olise will, and Olise will make it 2-0. And Bayern Munich might have just swamped Arsenal's pretty early. Barcola, Merino, Declan Rice. It's still just Declan Rice by himself. Into Merino, into Barcola. Barcola into Martinelli. He might be offside. Martinelli back to Barcola. Barcola gets past one. Can't get past Neuer. But the first dangerous attack for Arsenal is taking 70 minutes. We are going to go ahead and lose this game, so we're just going to jump to the result and get to the second season here and try and go back to the Champions League final. And we go ahead and bring in that January signing, or the summer signing that Arsenal have just agreed on in real life. Zubimendi joins from Real Sociedad. We go ahead and swap him from Fabio Vieira, plus 20 million. Welcome to the Arsenal. You will be playing a role in that midfield. And now let's go see if we can find another striker that's not a striker. And I think we might have just found one right here in Xavi Simons. I think he could be a perfect striker. And Xavi Simons joins from PSG to the Arsenal. 100 million plus Kai Havertz. They won 170 million. I somehow managed to get it down there. Don't know why they wanted that much money for him, but hey ho. And then they gave me an F, which is absolutely absurd. Welcome to the club, Xavi Simons. You'll be our new striker that's not a striker. And possibly the last signing of the summer window is bringing in Ronald Araujo on a permanent deal for 74 million. Welcome to the Arsenal. And we quick sim pass into the 1st of February. We are second in the league, this time only 1 point behind top spot, not 13 like we were last season. So we're off to a better start there. As far as the FA Cup, we are still in it. I believe we have Norwich in the Carabao Cup. We are obviously not in that again. The Champions League, we finished 7th in the Champions League as one of the only undefeated teams, and they won the 4 undefeated teams. There's just a lot of draws, kind of like our invincible season in real life back in 04, 04, or 03, 04. So yeah, we skipped out on the playoff round, thankfully, barely. How much did we skip by? We skipped out on it by 1 point. It's absolutely absurd. So let's go ahead and get into those Champions League games now coming in March. All right, well, my dumbass already quick sim the first leg, and we drew 1-1 to AC Milan. So we have the second leg coming up next, and these are the rest of your fixtures: Juventus, Celtic, Leverkusen, Porto, Atletico Madrid, Liverpool, Real Madrid, Sporting CP, Barcelona, Leipzig, PSG, Aston Villa, us versus AC Milan, Inter Milan versus Manchester City. Araujo is injured, so no Araujo for this game. Xavi Simons at striker, and we win on penalties. 2-2 on the day, 3-3 on aggregate, a 5-3 penalty shootout win. So Xavi, Rice, Merino, Odegaard, and Saka are all scoring their penalties. You see what happens when you keep away Havertz? De Bruyne, Morata, Thiaw, and Rafael Leao all score theirs. Well, Morata actually misses his. And then this is probably not going to be the right goals. Yeah, so obviously 2-2. None of these goals really happened. Extra time happened, I guess, and maybe nothing happened in extra time. And then we went to penalty shootout. So we scraped by, and we are into the next round of the Champions League once again. We have PSG in the quarterfinals. Quick sim the first leg, a 2-2 draw. Xavi Simons scoring against his old club. Martin Odegaard there scoring as well. They had a chance to actually make it 3-2 as well. They missed a penalty. A Dembele brace sends this game tied and going into the second leg. Second leg here, 2-2 on aggregate, and a 2-1 win on the day, 4-3 win on aggregate. We're back into the semifinals. Xavi Simons and Calafiori scoring there. Vamos. We get Bayer Leverkusen in the Champions League semifinal again. Zubimendi can't play because of a red card suspension, so we go ahead and jump into simulation. 1-1 on the day. Hoffman and Bukayo Saka scoring within the 60-minute mark there. Vamos. Second leg here. Can we get the job done at the Emirates? The answer is yes. Back-to-back Champions League final. And, of course, it had to be Bukayo Saka to get us there. Back-to-back. 2 Champions League finals in 2 seasons. And we will be taking on either Manchester City or FC Barcelona. Second time fighting for this title. Fighting for that trophy here. It's Bergkamp on the tifo for Arsenal. Here we are as we take on our English rival in Manchester City at the Metropolitano here at the Real Madrid Stadium, or the Atletico Madrid Stadium, I should say, not the Real Madrid there. It's Arsenal versus Man City, their Premier League winners versus the Premier League runners-up for more than one occasion, including this season in this game as well. Obviously, y'all know our starting 11. We'll wait to see their starting 11, but you've seen Ruben Diaz, you've seen Ederson there. You can only imagine Kevin De Bruyne. You can only imagine Erling Haaland still being there, only it being his second season deep. Here is City's lineup, and you can expect it. You can see it. There it is. Ederson in there. Gavardio Silva, Diaz, and Kabor as the backline. Gundogan, Kovacic, and Roger in the midfield. Grealish, Haaland, and Phil Foden as your attacking three. So again, Erling Haaland, Phil Foden. Jack Grealish down the left-hand side is interesting for myself. Araujo still at our back line alongside Saliba. Will they be able to shut down that man at Erling Haaland, who's doing a little shuggy? Will our makeshift striker that's not really a striker in Xavi Simons go ahead and take down Manchester City? Second time's the charm. It's this or the video's over. So this is the last chance for us to win the Champions League. Erling Haaland on the ball. Phil Foden. He strikes straight at Raya. Phil Foden! The corner for Manchester City. Odegaard, Saka, Ben White, 24 minutes in. Bukayo Saka was there. You just got to find him. Saka, Martin Odegaard. Martin in for Martinelli, and Martinelli strikes in Ederson with a relatively easy save. Phil Foden now. Araujo with another great block. Kovacic down to Kabori. Kabori now trying to do something, and we won't be able to do anything with it. But now can we hit them on the counter-attack here? It's Gabriel Martinelli down the left-hand side against Ruben Diaz. Kabori's trying to recover. He gets past Ruben, but Diaz is still going to stay alongside him. Crossed in now for Declan Rice. His shot straight at Ederson. It's a good save. And then that ball out wide to Jack Grealish is quite good. Into Erling Haaland. Erling into Gundo. And Gundogan, and there will reset it kind of slightly. Crossed in over the top. Araujo should deal with it. He does. Halftime 0-0 here at the Atletico Madrid Stadium for the Champions League final. Phil Foden! Oh, Phil Foden missed. I thought Arsenal was about to go down behind already. Last chance of the first 90 before going to extra time. It's been a horrible, horrible game. Saka isn't. Oh, my Lord. Oh, Xavi Simons, what the hell is going on? What in the EA am I watching right now? This might be the worst game I've ever seen on FC history. We go to extra time, 30 minutes before a penalty shootout. Imagine we win on a penalty shootout after just losing a penalty shootout in real life to Man United. Savio, Mateus Nunez, Saliba puts it up in the air. Raya will grab it. Saka, Zubimendi, Martin Odegaard, Xavi Simons, Martinelli. Go out wide to Saka or go with yourself with Gabriel. Martinelli, try to traveler it. It was saved. Out for a halftime break coming. 15 minutes left to go. I can't see anything. It's not letting me change it. There you go. Mateus Nunez, Phil Foden. Don't see Erling Haaland's off the field. Doku Foden, Man City won. Do I dare jump in? I dare to jump in. Let's get in here. Let's level it up, and then I'll jump back to the tactical sim. And we will lose another Champions League final, this time to Manchester City in extra time. This will be a failed rebuild. So obviously it's quite evident that Arteta needs a striker, and hopefully by the time this video comes out tomorrow, we're a little bit closer to signing that striker. I know Vlahovic is a prospect for a loan deal. Obviously, it's just been announced that Zubimendi will apparently be joining in the summer for his $60 million release clause. Again, another player that's not a striker that Arsenal will probably end up using as a striker because it's Arsenal, it's Arteta. He's using Rice as a cam for some reason. That's going to be it for me, though, today. It's technically a failed rebuild, but it's just a point proven that we do need to sign a striker in real life for Arsenal. So go ahead and leave a like and subscribe, and I'll be back on Friday for another FC 25 video. Peace out.